Dear Venerables, Dhamma friends, today also we are going to start the question and answer session. As usual, we'll start with the written question and we'll invite Lakshmi to present the written questions, please.
There are 12 questions here, Venerable Sir. Almost all of them are on sitting meditation. There are 2 Dhamma questions at the end. Most Reverend Bhante, when I practice sitting meditation, focusing on in-breath and out-breath, I experience a discomfort with regard to the posture. I am seated, taking away concentration from center of my nostrils to the pain in my legs, as the cross-legged posture doesn't suit me, as it is difficult for me to sit in the posture throughout my meditation. When I change my posture, I tend to lose my concentration on the breath. Please advise, what should I do to overcome this problem? Thank you for your guidance. This is a first question, Venerable Sir.
So when you are sitting, or for example, when you are try to be mindful, it must be a gradual process. You must start with the most easiest place, conspicuous place. It is called Yatha Pakatang Vipassana Abhiniveso. Whatever made you prominent, that must be your access. So therefore, if the body posture is more conspicuous, just be contented with the body posture. While you are mindful on the body posture, you may feel uncomfortability, you may feel comfortability, you may feel asymmetry, imbalance, and the symmetrical balance. Or you feel light, or you may be hard. Whatever may be, that indicates mind is now mindful. You are mindful on your posture. And when and where the body becomes familiar, sometimes within the body you may see rising and falling the abdomen, in and out breathing, or touching points, or air movements, whatever may be. So now you have to understand, now you are looking detail within the body. And when you go to in and out breathing, for example, then you can see how in-breath versus out-breath are both same, or can we see detail. So while it is happening again, the mind can scatter through the body postures, but still you are mindful. So therefore, when and where situation is conducive, is focusing happen. If it is not conducive, again go back to the normal body posture. So therefore, till you develop the balance, this is the way it is happening. Whatever may be, as far as the awareness or mindfulness within the body is there, you are progressing. So let me put it in another way. As far as you know you are not standing, as far as you know you are not lying down, as much as you know you are not walking, or as far as you know you are sitting, that is what you call meditation. Within that there may be some more focal points. So it is an indication mind is slowly get converge, concentrated, one-pointed. Again it is dispersed, again come back. So this is the way it happening. So explanation the given is okay. So don't expect all the time the mind to be broad or all the time mind to be narrow. It is going as far as you know you are sitting. It's a good clear sign specifically for a beginner.
The next question is also from a first-timer. First question. Sitting meditation. Most Venerable Bhante, primary object is the in and out breath. I sit in a straight posture and I stay in the present moment. Primary object of in and out breath for about 2 breaths. These are felt more in left nostril, less in right nostril, just above the nostril. Then focus goes automatically to rising and falling of the abdomen. I also notice chest movements. But I get thoughts from past moments and also future planning. I find it difficult to observe the breath at the nostrils due to these reasons. Therefore, I force breathe. I try my best not to force breathe. How can I get the breath to naturally take place? Much merit to you, Bhante.
So when now you have little experience with the breath, little experience with the rising and falling, little experience with the wandering mind, little experience with the forced breathing. See, out of these four options, which one is more conducive for mindfulness? Instead, you may see the sitting posture also, if I am to introduce the fifth dimension. So whatever may be you can be friendly with, you can be acquainted with, you can be associate clearly, that is what the thing you must select. If the breath is frequently happening, even though going out again, coming back, or instead if the rising and falling happening, or instead your sitting posture, or forced breathing, or wandering mind, whatever may be, ask the mindfulness or select through from the mindfulness point of view which one is conducive. You are the only person can decide. There is no such hierarchy order, breath is better, or rising and falling is less, and then the body is still less, no such. Everything depending on the pragmatic nature. So put it again to do it the same again and see which one is make more conducive conditions, proximate cause for the mindfulness to arise. Then this is quite enough, these options. And within that you may find most efficient, most meritorious, most vantage point, and that is what you must facilitate.
Venerable Sir, this person finds that whatever posture he gets into, he sooner or later is forcing his breath. And he's trying to find out how to let that go.
Even if forced breathing is helpful for the mindfulness, do it. No problem.
Thank you, sir. Next question. Most Venerable Bhante, you may have triple gem blessings. My primary objective is keeping attention on in-breath and out-breath at my nostrils. In my experience, this time I am utterly failed in the matter. During the 6 days, I could keep my attention on primary objective only twice. Once about 30 minutes, the other about 45 minutes, but it also not so much continuously. When I start to notice in-breath and out-breath, sometimes I noted it was long, sometimes I noted it was short. Most of the time it was very gentle, unprominent. It can't be caught successfully. Then, after a little while, my mind ran away along the different thoughts. Sometimes, when I observe a few times of in-breath and out-breath, suddenly a sign of light appears in front of me, a little bit bright, mild light, in a circle shape. Then I noted this. I am unable to observe in-breath and out-breath. When it is happening most of the times, I keep my attention on it 20 to 30 minutes. Though I tried to go back to primary objective, I am utterly failed. Sometimes my eyes were opened without my intention. In my view, this condition is a distraction to keep the attention on my primary object for keeping mindfulness. I have been facing this condition for a long time, so please be kind enough to give specific instructions for the progress of my meditation career. In my view, keeping mindfulness on walking meditation and other day-to-day activities are satisfactory. I wish you may be successful in your spiritual development and attain Nibbana.
So it's a clear fact is, for such people, they must take walking meditation as the most important thing. Do as much as walking meditation and see in the walking meditation how long you can keep the left leg, right leg, how continuously, when it's happening, how much you can let the walking happen or effortlessly, and just be aware, I am not sitting, I am not standing, I am not walking, I am sleeping, I am walking. And then go to the sitting and just try to be, I am sitting, that's it. Don't worry about the breath. Till you become familiar, till you become friendly with your body posture, don't force yourself for the breathing. So that is immature. You have to eat sour mango. Wait till the mango ripens. So just go to the body, sitting posture, and see how do you know now you are sitting, not walking. Then you can see the contacts. Sitting, walking contact is such, sitting contact is such. And that contact may give a comfortable seat for the mindfulness rather than searching for or chasing behind breath. And when you become happy, when you become familiar, when you become comfortable with the sitting, wait till the breath happens. And as far as when the breath is there, just continue. And when it's not there, just gain back to the body posture. See, even the thinking happens, even the hearing happens, even the pain happens, as far as you know you are sitting. When compared to the walking meditation, so meditation is progressing. Mindfulness is progressing. So take breath as a additional or gift or like a bonus. So take the body posture as your normal wage or normal salary. Work to the normal salary. Occasionally you may get bonus. Don't expect the bonus all the time. Whenever the bonus happens or breath happens, go in detail. But if it is not there, you must have your at-home feeling. Where to come back and rest. Take the body posture. And sitting, walking also the body posture, sitting also body posture. So therefore the last two sentences make the sour kind of a letter into sweet kind. But it says, my walking is better, day-to-day activities are better. That must be. So therefore my advice is, take time for walking, make it more efficient, more meritorious and be more efficient, and then make use this walking mindfulness of sitting. Don't worry about the breath. Be happy, be friendly with the body posture and see whether you can maximize it. When it is maximizing, naturally the breath and the other things will come accordingly.
Thank you. Venerable Bhante, I can only notice my in-breath during sitting meditation, but after some time, it also ceases to exist. At that time, I feel as if I can observe what is happening inside my body. What I observed today is that the upper body keeps on tilting forward. Though the mind gets constantly distracted at this time, I observe that I can feel pain and the movements of the body. I feel as if I am observing the movements of another person, and this other person is trying to get out of a shell, like a caterpillar trying to get out of its cocoon after its evolution into a butterfly, with metta.
So when you are familiarizing, one day you will observe the breath as well as the bodily movements. Because it is mind only separate them. They are happening together. in order to have an object, or rather pointed object or one pointed object, within the body movements you select in-breath and out-breath. Sometimes they merge each other. Sometimes body become more prominent, breath is less. Sometimes breath become more prominent, body is less. And sometimes appear two different things. Sometimes appear part and parcel of the same. So therefore, the later you may understand, not that you go to the breath and that ceases to exist, then come to the body movements. Right from the beginning, you have these bodily movements to indicate you are not dead, to indicate you are not sleeping, to indicate you are not unconscious. And one of them is, one aspect of it is the air movements pertaining to this breathing. So therefore it is everything together. So whether it is merge each other, no problem, and go there, and when you continue understanding, you will see breath also a kind of a movements, body also kind of movements. Some people say it's vibration, some people say it's a wave, some people say it's a reciprocal, some people it's cycle. So they are called the manner, or convention of manner. So when you try to see, the manner indicate not a single particle is resting, everything is jerking, everything is at action. It's called cosmic dance. So when you observe the cosmic dance, within that one part you call breath, one part you call rising and falling, one part you call body pain, one part you call sounds, one part you call thoughts. Everything is the same. Just see, the mind is discriminating within this cosmic dance. This is breath, this is rising and falling, but both of them are, theoretically speaking, Vayo Pottabha Dhatu, the touchy sensation of the air element. So start whatever may be the starting point, but be prepared. Sometimes you can see the totality, sometimes you can see reductionist way. So it changes, it is not hinting any kind of a progress. It's a reciprocal way, so it's fairly okay, continue the same way.
Reverend Sir, may you be well and happy. As I sit down for meditation, I watch my posture mindfully and feel the sensations from head to feet. After some time, I do not feel the body, as it is a blissful sensation and the mind is very sharp and prominent. I can stay for a long time watching the mind and the breath because it is clear and sharp. Reverend Sir, may you be blessed with good health and long life to achieve your goal to enter samsara.
So whenever the yogi is achieving good health and this thing, they are blessing me good health and their progress. When the yogis are upset, they are little reluctant to give full blessings. So it's good. So that means I also has to think about the good health and everything of the yogis, then they will reflect back and give me back in reciprocal. Good. So this is what I am telling. So at the beginning, just some or the other, let the mindfulness to get established and planted. And so once the tree grows, becomes stronger. It becomes sharper. It's natural. But right from the beginning, don't expect sharpness. Right from the beginning, don't expect flowers. Right from the beginning, don't expect fruits. Just let the sapling comes. So how to nurture, how to facilitate the sapling is the most crucial thing, because you all are too old. You don't know how to be a beginner's mind. You don't know how to do the facilitate the sapling. And you wanted to have trunks and the wood and flowers and the fruits and kind of thing. No. Daily you must start like a beginner. To learn the art of beginner's mind, then you are naturally healthy, you are naturally energetic, naturally you are ready for any changes. So this is what it happens. So the early people presented these papers. They also must learn right from the beginning, let the plant seeds to get germinated and then come out and fertilize it. water it, and once grown, naturally it is strong, naturally it is sharp. So be patient and continue.
Thank you, sir. The next question is on sitting with mental formations. Dear Bhante, sometimes during sitting meditation and daily mindfulness, the perception of mental formations within the body arises. These formations have very distinct shapes. When awareness is put on them, it seems that these mental formations correspond with certain feelings of pressure within the physical body. At other times, the mental formation corresponds to a thought that has just arisen. These mental formations can then be actively removed and dissolve. The corresponding thought or bodily feeling of pressure dissolves with them. But there is a lot of volitional activity from the ego involved in this process with mindfulness. This is from that side, Venerable Sir.
That is the mind work in figurative language. It can't communicate unless otherwise give an example or figure. So that is the way it is working. So sometimes we take as letters, sometimes take as diagrams, sometimes we take as sculpture. So that's how it happens. So whenever the epithet, the example change, it appears like the object change. Because so much we believe object is, it's an image. Image is such a volatile thing. You don't know, you never see a thing, you see only an image of the thing. And when the image changes, you feel like object is changing. So that is what in the magic world it says, you change the image and then you feel like you are shaken. It says that there's the devil's swing, or yakage onchilla. It says you put inside the cubicle, and in the cubicle you have a crossbar, and swing is there. You are asked to sit comfortably, and then the person lock the door and go out, and then swings start to move, and slowly it will become vigorously improving. Ultimately swing goes over, and then the person start vomiting and all the kind of. But what happens is the cubicle is changing. You are not changing. When the cubicle change, you feel like you are changing. And when the cubicle is go all around and you feel so uncomfortable, you see everything is relevant. So that we are learning everything in a figurative language. We learn everything in examples. That's why the language, the letters and the mathematics, the symbols, becomes so important. Though if we go and touch, if a non-Buddhist go and touch the Buddha image and break it, the person heart break. Because this is Buddha for them. And remember recently someone drew the picture of Prophet Muhammad. And then the person was New Zealander. So Arabic people went and killed the New Zealand embassy people and destroyed the embassy. Because someone has drawn the Prophet Muhammad. It is not such a thing. You must not draw. You must not have any figure for that, because it is sacred. So this is that we are always talking in terms of symptoms. The epithet and the examples. So the Buddha says, Yei akare, yei linge, yei nimitte, yei uddesehi. Akara, linga, uddesa, nimitti is the shapes. It's its attributed name and its character and its shape. This only mind can handle, object never. So when and where these things are changed, it appears like object is changing. So this is why the concept and reality, how it works, it's a mad world. The advertisement people, they know how to manipulate the symbols. So when symbols manipulated, just like a yakage onchilla, when the cubicle is moving, you feel like you are moving. So if you are in the station and sitting on a railway compartment, both the rails going to start moving, you feel like you are going backward. Everything is relevant. So try to understand it, how much in a dream world, how much in his own universe we are living. Therefore, we are not in everyone is not in the single universe, we are living in multiverses. Our own bubble is different because we have our own epithets, our own symbols, our own images. We are talking in terms of images. Never we talk mind to mind. So you can understand the information technology. You can understand the media. You can understand these people, why we are so much go for the face value. So Buddha is asking, yes, that is true, but just see how much they are cheating, how much they are volatile, how much you are based upon your decision upon this such a volatile thing. Why don't you look at it again and again? Is there any object you can see 2 times? Never. So quickly changing. So therefore, expect the changes and understand our images, our epithets, our attributes, our labels, completely different from culture to culture. It is completely artificially imposed thing, our set of images. So that's why when different cultural people get together and we are talking, we have to be very careful when you are using the terms, because his or her term may be a poison to another person. Because they have different shades of meaning. So we have to sympathize, telling, we think this is the term meaning, but it is not everyone for the same. So therefore everything, you see only the attributes, you never can see. So therefore it says, anything available you can't see, whatever you see not available. It's image. So therefore, the people, those who are put into the asylum, may be natural, but we are natural, that decide them to put into the asylum, they feel something wrong for these buggers. Because we are living in images. And you go to the asylum and see the people, they are so realistic. And they ask you who you are to decide me to put into the asylum, because you are also mad. So it's a mad world. So very difficult to compare it outside and sort it out, but there's no other way. So imagine you are looking at the same phenomena again and again with the idea of how transitional, how transient is the phenomena. That preparedness is called anicca sanya, perception of impermanence. But how much we are ardent, how much we are adamant, how much we are foolhardy, how much we are case hardening. So we try to see the same thing again and again, then fail. I can't see the breath, I can't see the rising and falling. I can then see what is available. So try to understand, we are talking in terms of images. So images, there is no other way, but there is a way to verify the reality from the concept. For that you must be go very deep into the meditation, then only you can understand the merging nature of the reality and the concepts. So Katapurinja Jnananda, our Venerable Thero, is the best person on the earth for the moment. He is still living. And he wrote the book Concept and Reality, and he translated into Yatharthe Sankalpa. Very difficult to understand. And that is what yesterday I tried to explain in the Malukiputta Sutta. Whenever you have two objects, how our mind is selecting one or the other based upon your belief system, based upon your preconceived idea, and then interpretation. Interpretation is completely different according to your selection. Because you never see things, you see only the image. So therefore, go prepared, because images are very volatile. not trustworthy, not credible. So that's why we feel vomitish. That's why we feel giddy. That's why our body becomes flat. That's why we can't maintain everything. Whenever the object becomes concept-like or only the perception-like, then you can see everything collapse. And again come back to the reality, again collapse. So let that happen, and that is what you call the noble quest. More and more you go there, there is a kind of a maturity, kind of a mastery happening. So be patient and continue the same.
Thank you, sir. Most Venerable Bhante, this is on sitting and walking meditation. In my sitting meditation, primary object is in-breath and out-breath. After my walking meditation, I started sitting meditation thinking that now I am here. My mind focused to in and out breath. I feel my in-breath is cool and long. I realize the middle of the breath. Then it touches the end of my nose. After a few seconds later, I feel my out-breath is warm and short. It ends near the nostril. Mindfully, I looked at this situation. I felt the gap between in-breath and out-breath. After some time later, I felt my whole body was itching and tingling. Something like insects are moving. It was irritating on my face and between eyes. After a few times later, tingling and irritation disappeared. I felt very lightness of the body. I did not feel my in-breath and out-breath. At that time, I was not sleepy. After some time later, I came back to my primary object. Thoughts were coming and going. Now I am not bothered about the pains. I feel comfortable. In my walking meditation, I feel my feet touch the ground. I walked mindfully as left and right. I felt softness of my feet and roughness of the carpet and valley mudwar. Now I can walk mindfully without any thoughts. But I feel itching and tingling all over the body, Venerable Bhante. Please be kind enough to give your comment on these experiences. May you attain eternal goal of Nibbana.
So whenever you explain this essay itself, remove the body and body parts and see tingling sensation, insect-like sensation, all the sensations. But whenever you put it is, I feel between the eyes, my head and my skin and kind of thing, it becomes very aesthetic. But you remove the body part and see, it's a mere elementary characteristics, very close to the truth. But we can't see them without using the body. So mentally remove the body parts. Remove the body and read it, rewrite the essay, and you see it's a pure Dhamma, pure cause and effect relationship. But whenever you see my tingling sensation between my eyes and the face and kind of thing, you urge, you get moved. But you can see it's a kind of a guidance, specifically at this level of meditation. See, the whole body is nothing but energy. It has no boundary. But whenever you agglomerate it and open eyes, you can see this is me and this is not me. But whenever the tingling sensation everywhere happen, you have to impose, this is my eye, this is my ear, this is my fingertip and kind of thing. Then you get moved, you get feelings, you get organic, you feel aesthetic. But imagine when it is not there, you can understand the sitting person close by also the same. That he may not consider like in the embodiment situation, no de-embodiment situation. So you have to remove embodiment and see the phenomena. And when that happens, you can understand there is no agenda. When you feel itchy at the eye, you feel like scratching. you feel it's uncomfortable, you feel something is disturbed, irritation. But if you can see the itch as such, just like a surgeon looking at the patient's pain at a distance, get a clinical distance and see. He or she, the surgeon should never recognize if the patient's sickness, disease, then he is not a professional surgeon. So you have to get the clinical distance. Likewise, get all the tingling sensations, stiffness, tension, movements without your body or the kind of a de-embodiment. Who cares? Movements are there. Tinglings are there. They know their own dance. They don't know any drum beating or nothing, because they are in their own dance. This is a cosmic dance, so you can also take part and partial and start dancing. Otherwise, you will say that I don't know if it is a dengue is happening or it's a cancer cells or whether it is something contagious or am I going mad. Everything happens. Soon you put the body into that. I know it is difficult because we love our body so much. That love is the only cause of suffering or source of suffering. So when this happens, try to eliminate the bodily part and see how the things are happening. So even if you are asleep, even if you are in the kitchen, or even if you are in the toilet, or even are sitting, walking, everywhere, this vibration is there. And then as far as you are with this vibration without the body part, mind is so pure. Because it is in elements. It is in universal form. It is in the merge into the cosmic consciousness. You can see everywhere movements are there. Difficult, I know it, but I am asking, please try.
Thank you, sir. Swami Mahansa, today morning I was able to complete my early morning session of meditation to my satisfaction. After breakfast, when I was trying to continue with sitting meditation, I was unsuccessful in identifying the primary object after few breathing. I felt I was breathing, yet I could not feel the draft. Neither any external feelings were coming into my mind. I felt like nothing in my mind, so to say, blank. Then I suspended meditation for a while, thinking to restart after a few minutes. So I have to start. What is the step I am supposed to follow under such circumstances? Please advise. With metta.
So you can see the last 4 sentences. It's a completely different kind of a set with compared to the early part of the essay. So everything is successful, everything calm and quiet. Now someone is telling, why don't you start new one, another meditation? Who is suggesting? And when you go there, where to start, what to start, who is to start, where to start, all the problems. So let that it happen as it is, rather than this new opinion. That once opinion happens, your unturbulent flow will be completely turbulent, and that is the only purpose of this opinion. You must go against it, say, so whatever the opinion may be, let the flow run like this, to get it established, get it familiarized, get it seasoned. That there is so much of suggestions, opinions. That is what you call the volitional involvement. So you must try to understand it. When everything very smooth, there's an opinion happens. Someone come and give a unrelated person or your tendency, directed disposition, and you leave everything and take this opinion into grant, and everything is a mess. So therefore you may repeat the last 4 sentences, please.
I felt I was breathing, yet I could not feel the draft. Neither any external feelings were coming into my mind. I felt like nothing in my mind. so to say blank. Then I suspended meditation for a while.
I suspended meditation for a while. Who am I? What do you mean by meditation? This turbulent flow is completely, unturbulent flow is now you stop. That is by your will. And now you have to start meditation. So it's quite irrational. This what happening is the meditation. So why should you stop it? Why you suspend it? Just you must be maximum facilitated. And instead stop it and again start it. Then ask him, Bhante, where to start, what to start, how to start, who is starting. This is the way it happens. Whenever things are happening in the smooth, we don't feel comfortable because I is not there. Conceit is not there. And the desire is not there. So I is coming some or the other, like a bubble, and start working. Try to recognize it. The Buddha says it is very gross. It's arising then and there. There's no preparation, there's no science before. And it is happening, Olarikam Patisambhaya, happening cause and effect. There's no God. There's no your will. So cause and effect happen. So when and where such a thing happen, if you are to understand, you are on the safe side. If it is not so, you are going to buy this opinion, everything will be scattered. I am not telling it's a permanent damage, but you are to recognize it. Try to do nothing and just let it happen, then establish. It will get established. So don't worry. Next time also this will happen. Don't try to be smart. Don't try to introduce new concepts. Don't try to introduce new volitional thing. As much as possible, let that the flow, let that momentum, let that unturbulent flow to go there to get establishment, mastery, and that is the only place you have no tension, no worries. Soon you start to gain set of worries, set of the frustration comes in. Recognize this gross introduction and reintroduction of the frustration, reintroduction of the tension. That is your prime duty in meditation.
Venerable Sir, we have the last two questions on Dhamma Deshana. Vibhava Tanha. Farmers use pesticides on their crops to safeguard them from pests. Householders use bait such as rat kill, baygon spray to get rid of pests in households. Can we consider this as an action of Vibhava Tanha? Much merit to you for your expert clarification. May you achieve your spiritual goals in this life itself.
No, they are directly Tanha. There is no Kama Tanha, directly Kama Tanha. And hardly it go for even Bhava Tanha, because you kill enemies. Because you love friends or your desired thing. So it's very obvious. So therefore, whenever you hate something, you see it is to secure something. If there is nothing to secure, no hate. So hatred is the shadow of that you love. So therefore, that it's a survival of the fittest. And the person who is upper hand, get the domineering capacity and mercilessly exploit the others. That is the norm. Not that we are appreciating it. That is the norm. It's utterly capitalistic system. Whenever the mindfulness become powerful, it will crush all the defilements. As far as the mindfulness is not powerful, the defilement will crush mindfulness. So you are to experience when the mindfulness is weak and when it gain the power and mindfulness become powerful. And there you can see relevant relative to that. When the mindfulness is weak, kilesas are very powerful. And when the mindfulness kilesas come in, and you see kind of a balance, and soon mindfulness become very powerful, and then the kilesas will be in the disadvantageous position. So farmers also doing the same. You in the warfare also the same. So whether you are doing farming or not, as far as you eating, you are supporting farmers. Whether you are in the battlefront or not, as far as you are supporting this technology, you are in a war. You are exploiting. You are exploiting the weaker people. And it is unfair. So there is no fair place on the earth. Wherever you may be, you are eating other animals. Whether you are eating wholesome vegetarian food or not. If you wish, please read Venerable Jnanaponika's 4 Nutriments. He says, where is the bloody holistic food? On this earth, whatever you are eating, nothing holistic. Only you can eat and meditate to make the food holistic. Already eaten. There is no other way. So we can't look down the farmers because we are the consumers. We can't look down the arm development because invariably we are supporting it. So there were some bankers when I was in Burma. It just appear like bankers, it's very white collar job and very decent. Mercenaries. They are the people giving funds for all the kind of thing and the money makers and making the bubbles. So therefore, wherever we may be, we are in the part and parcel of the game. It's a big tapestry. We are not independent, so therefore we can't put into the Vibhava Tanna, it's normal Tanna. You kill enemies, so much so you love the desired thing. So therefore, nothing much to worry about, and we can't find a solution. Instead, amidst all kind of, you can maximize one more thought moment, mindfulness. That's a miracle. That is your prime duty, and we can't find a fairness outside, because it's a magnanimous, it is so complicated. But amidst of all the complication, you can be more mindful. That is a miracle. That is the most important miracle on the human mind. So we are fighters in that sense. We try our best amidst of all the unfair situation, some or the other, without complaining, without demanding, try to be one thought moment, one breath, one step to be mindful. That is the miracle, you can do it.
Thank you, sir. Last question, last written question. Question regarding the Dhamma talk from the past 2 days. Venerable Bhante, how can I as a lay person reduce bhava tanha? The way I understood it, most of my daily activities outside the Nissarana Vanaya are driven by bhava tanha. I am more mindful of this now, but feel as though bhava tanha is part and parcel of lay life. Please advise me on how to deal with it. Thank you very much for your advice and guidance. Theruvan Saranai.
So I am a monk, but I would say we have equal or more bhavatanha than lay people. When you look at the monks, the way they were, no difference. So just becoming a monk means just becoming lack of bhavatanha is just a wrong formula. It is not the case. But imagine each and every thought moment you are mindful, complete no kamatanha, no bhavatanha, no vibhavatanha. So that is so clear. That's the radical answer. See, yesterday I had 1 thought moment, and today I try my best to make it 2 thought moments. And tomorrow I try 3 thought moments, 4 thought moments. Mindful, that's a radical way, and it is, each and everyone can do better. Each and everyone can do better. So don't worry about this bad side. You have the thesis. Don't worry about the antithesis. See in a sitting how much you are face to face with your primary object, how much you are more mindful. In walking, it may be 1 split second. Or in day to day, 1 few actions while brushing or bathing or washing dishes, try to be mindful. Each and every time it's a radical reflection, radical answer. You are doing away with all the tanha. The only thing is, You don't have faith. You don't believe it. Never. The day you believe, there's no any other equipment you need. You are in a fully equipped laboratory. You can run this experiment or research, and you are fully full-fledged. But the only thing is lacking faith is that bloody simple mindfulness can kill all the tanna. That's why you are daily thinking. You think there should have a big formula, or it's a long work to get rid of tanna. No, this simple weapon. And the continuity is a different story, different secret. But start now, make it little and little bit more and more. Then it is unimaginable the way by tanna become weaker. The Western world can't think beyond tanna because they are complete, they are thinking and everything is within tanna. Even the East, except yogis, except vipassana yogis, they have a kind of a view we can see through tanna because we have the tool. It's a versatile way of using the tool in sitting, walking, standing, sleeping, looking forward, looking backward, stretching your arm, bending your arm, talking, silence, everywhere. Introduce the thought moment of mindfulness, then each time you see, tanna is not there. So all these talks and kind of thing, to give this faith, give this confidence, and it is so slowly you are gaining it, so much so, you have been beaten by tanna. If we can go directly into the understanding mindfulness as the starting point, you can see tanna is so much so getting weaker.
That was the last written question. Are there any verbal questions?
Venerable Bhante, my primary object is in-breath and the out-breath. So when I start to do sitting meditation, I can notice the in-breath and out-breath for a few breaths. And then I can understand that it's gradually getting more subtle. And there comes a time where I cannot feel the in-breath or the out-breath. And also I am completely ignorant of any external stimuli such as sounds. I'm just, if I can explain into words, it's just like this vast desert of nothingness. Just nothing is there, but I know I'm not unconscious or sleeping. It's just emptiness all around, and I can continue this state for about 10 to 15 minutes, but then all of a sudden the body jerks forward. So when that happens, the mindfulness is still intact, but then I can feel the primary object again, I can feel the in-breath and the out-breath, and I can start to hear the external sounds, but the mindfulness is not disturbed. So this is like a repetitive action, this is like a repetitive cycle. This happens every time. I can feel the primary object, it gets gradually subtle, and then I can't feel anything, and then the body jerks forward. So my question is, why does this body suddenly jerk forward? It's an involuntary action. I want to know why this keeps on happening.
So you have to ask from your body. Who the hell can answer this? But it's the truth. It's the truth. The utter silence and then again burst. Again, utter silence and then again burst. Imagine when it is happening 20, 30 times per sitting, ultimately you understand silence means a jerk, jerk means a silence. They are reciprocal each other. At the beginning they are in the far apart, they are in the polar apart, and more practice you see, if the silence happens, end up with a jerk. When a jerk happens, end up with silence. So ultimately body, the mind, will accept it. They are polar apart, but more and more familiarization, more and more seasoning, more and more cycles, that is what the Buddha says, that's cause and effect relationship. But the moment you accept it, you are not the same person. Therefore you can understand when the silence happens, there is a kind of a desire. Jerks happen, if the liking happens, when the silence happens, if there's a dislike happens, for the jerks happens. But it is beyond your control. It is something happening, but out of this cycle, one half you say is white, one half is dark. And there may be another person in the same audience, they will be fearful when the silence happens, and the jerk happens, they feel natural. That is our values. We attribute it. Whatever it may be, the safe answer is, let that happen again and again. When you are happening, the fear, the phobia, and this strange nature is we call seasoning. We call mastering. Once mastered, to master, you must have somewhat equal value for the calming down as well as for the jerks. And when that happens, the body is working its own accord. In other times, you are not allowing it to happen because you are show off to the nature, to the society. You are living on others' eyes. And meditation is not. Calming down, jerk, calming down, jerk. And more you go there, the peak, the amplitude of the calm and the jerk reduces. Ultimately, they are happening, just like the pendulum is going full-fledged, or even the pendulum is moving within a very short area, time period is the same. That's what the Isaac Newton observed. When it's going fast, or it's the very slight movements, the wavelength is the same. But now it is just moving here and there. So that is what happens now. So have the confidence. Simply you have to say this is natural. And therefore let it happen again and again. And see non-governability, uncontrollability, unpredictability. You can direct it and say. So when it happens, that acceptance is make you little uplifted. Push off, and the infliction reduces. Otherwise you ask, why this happened and how? I am the owner of the body, I am the director of the body, I am the feeler of the body. How the hell others can numb and shake and be calm and quiet? That is the time, that is the way ego. If it's not that any person can come, it is like in Sinhala we call ambalama. Ambalam is just a common rest house. Any person can come and rest. I am also resting here. At a time jerks happen, at a time calm down. Ready to accept, or is it not enough?
It's enough. Thank you.
Whether you accept it or not, you are on the way. That is what the meditation means. Give the chance more and more. You will familiarize more and more.
More questions, anyone?
Anyway, it is time up.
I was trying to squeeze 5 more minutes.
No more questions. Good. So we are going to take time for walking meditation. And we'll be meeting here around 3 o'clock for a group sitting. With that announcement, we are going to sum up today's question and answer session. Thank you very much for the participation.